And just wait until y'all see that crypto shit today on 212. That's all you trying to add, bro. I ain't gonna say too much.
I threw you under the bus when, you know, I should take blame for that.
How every week is it something? How is there something every goddamn week?
Let's talk about FaZe Clan, one of the oldest groups on YouTube. Now, I think we all know what FaZe Clan is, and at the very least, you've at least heard the name floating around the internet for a very long time. To put it briefly, they started out as a video game organization that primarily posted montages of shooters, mainly Call of Duty stuff, and is now a YouTube group that does more IRL and streaming content, with the roster completely changed up, besides a couple people like FaZe Adapt, who's an OG, but also is a part of New FaZe as well.
7 days, 7 different drugs. 7 days, 7 Schedule 1 drugs. Let's do it, y'all. Day number 1, black tar heroin.
Now, another person who runs FaZe, but unlike Adapt, is more behind the scenes when it comes to the running of New FaZe, is a guy named FaZe Banks. Now, you're probably familiar with FaZe Banks and who he is, and you could definitely argue that he's one of the most iconic member of FaZe, and definitely the face of the brand. He was one of the original founders, and a prominent member back in old FaZe's prime. These days though, since buying back FaZe, as FaZe was going through this entire other situation where they had a lot of members and kind of the tides were changing, and he basically purged FaZe and rebirthed it from the ground up. While he was originally a super big part of FaZe beforehand, nowadays he's the CEO of FaZe Clan, and he works as kind of a manager, doing things like recruiting new members and employees, deciding who's on FaZe and who's not. Now, Banks has been on YouTube a long time, obviously, so he has made a lot of different connections with different content creators and YouTubes from old and new eras, which is why his networking is pretty good and is part of the reason why he works as a CEO so well, on top of obvious things like knowing FaZe and what he wants for the brand and seeing the vision for FaZe and making that come to life. Now, one of those people that he connected with a lot is a name that is very important to this situation, and someone that we all know and love, Adin Ross. Now, Adin Ross is a very infamous person on the internet because he's been involved in so many different controversies that tons of other people have covered. One of the bigger and more well-known ones was his interactions with Andrew Tate.
You know what I mean? And it took me a while to understand that, and you know it did. And I just want to say,
but the most important thing for the purpose of us not getting sidetracked is that he and Banks were really good friends. Adin has had Banks on plenty of times before, even before they had lived together with other content creators in what they called the Clout House. And yes, that's an actual name. Adin bought the dude a $200,000 watch and showed it off in a stream he did with him. And there was even a point where Adin wanted to actually join FaZe Clan. Imagine that timeline.
Adin's like, I want to join FaZe, and FaZe was in such a bad point that I literally told him, no, I won't allow that. I'll let you rock a FaZe chain, you can sit in a FaZe chair, you can show love. You're not joining this. This is a
But that was a real convo you guys had? I thought that was just
Adin,
like...
I lived with Adin. We had that conversation many times.
Once again, these guys were really, really good friends. Though, it seemed that the friendship might have been kind of one-sided, because Banks may have just been outed as not only scamming Adin live on stream, wouldn't be the first time. Now, it's kind of a lot. We kind of have to get into some weeds here. And we also, sadly, yes, we do have to talk about the good old cryptocurrency. Okay, I know all of you are even more excited to talk about that. You guys are leaping off your chairs. Now, as you guys know, the crypto market doesn't have the best reputation online because so much of its reputation is drenched in crypto scams. Pump and dump here, rug pull there, even people working together in the scam, screwing each other over is very commonplace. Basically, the space is filled with a lot of shady scumbags that either have an audience themselves or brings on other creators that has a significant amount of people that'll buy into their shit or crypto coin and basically come up with a get rich quick scheme. Meanwhile, everyone else, which is the audience, gets screwed over in the process. It's obviously very scummy and frowned upon, and so many influencers and celebrities have participated in it and ruined crypto's entire reputation that if you're someone that's in a crypto and you tell someone that you're in a crypto, people are gonna automatically look at you sideways. Now, I'm not saying that every single person is like this. Some people use crypto for what it's supposed to be used for, but there there are an abnormal amount of people that do these scams. Now, FaZe Clan is very prominent and participating in these scams. And just to be clear, I'm talking about old FaZe, not new FaZe, just to be clear. Though if I see a payphone crypto coin, I know who I'm looking at first. For example, there was the Save the Kids token that was very much a complete scam.
This is the story of the worst influencer scam I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them, okay? I'm practically a connoisseur at this point, a specialist in influencer scams, if you will. So believe me when I tell you that. So today I'm gonna be giving you the short version and then the full juicy story of the new allegations coming out on, quote, Save the Kids token. We already know that Save the Kids was a failed crypto pushed by some of the top influencers on YouTube.
And I swear half the lineup was just a bunch of FaZe members. There was FaZe Jarvis, FaZe K, FaZe Nikon, and then there was FaZe Tico that was also a part of it. But it seemed like from his actions, he genuinely didn't mean to scam anyone and was tricked. Bro had the boat completely rocked on him and he very much went down with the ship. This all to say, it comes at a surprise of absolutely no one when FaZe had actually launched another crypto coin very recently called MLG. Also guys, can we just stop with the crypto coin stuff? Like, god dang it, man. MLG coin, or 360 no scope 420 blaze it, is a meme coin token built on the Solana blockchain branded as a culture coin of gaming. It launched in October and was heavily promoted by Banks and other members of FaZe Clan. But after skyrocketing in early 2025, MLG coin crashed hard and accusations of a rug pull hit social media fast. Below you can see the downfall of 360 no scope 420 blaze it, MLG coin, which ironically saw a bit of a bump on July 29th after the FaZe Banks versus Adin drama escalated. FaZe Clan's PR was pretty good. I mean, the new FaZe guys have never been involved in this type of thing, so people are definitely going to trust them a lot more than say if Banks just did this by himself. But then afterwards, the coin's value depleted because investors were selling it off as soon as people bought into it, which by the way is the textbook definition of a rug pull. Just keep that in mind. Now, as I said before, it seemed like some of the other FaZe guys had participated in it, specifically Lacey and Stable Ronaldo, but they apparently didn't know anything about it being a scam. I saw someone show that Lacey was not involved in the scam since he had a profit loss, and a pretty big profit loss to say the least, and Ronaldo addressed the whole thing on stream, basically saying that they didn't know anything, or they didn't know it was a scam.
Whatever that thing that got dropped or whatever, me and Lacey recorded that a year ago. I don't know why they did that now. The platform itself benefits from meme coin rug pull trend. I don't know anything to do with it. I was told to dress up as fucking Ta from the subathon and I get paid, and that's what happened. No one told me what it was. You guys are calling me a scammer. It's nothing new. I didn't benefit $1 off this. Don't invest into it. Don't use the platform. I don't give a flying fuck.
Which, by the way, I just have to say this. Once again, Ronaldo could be lying here, but if this is true and they just told him to record a video, that is so scummy. That Banks asked them to record a video and basically lied to them in order to promote a crypto scam. In 2025, by the way, like what can we do? Like, I'm not getting past that. It's like, what? However, Banks is not really off the hook because he was the one that directly promoted it, even posted a video about it.
And again, I rarely will like shill shit publicly. It just has absolutely no benefit to me. It does absolutely nothing for me. It's way more trouble than it's worth. I don't know why I'm so confident to talk this way about this, is because it's just become very apparent over the last several days to me that the team is very, very much legit. And then also in my mind, I'm FaZe Banks. I'm positioned in a way where there are so many people in this community, this broader gaming community underneath me who watch me, who follow me, where I understand the challenges and the hurdles, the types of steps someone needs to take to understand this market, this crypto market, as much as I do. Obviously, the average person looks at meme coins that run to billions of dollars and they're like, what the fuck is this? How is this possible? MLG is just a perfect entry for somebody specifically in gaming because you're already familiar with all the references, the terminology, the language spoken.
But not only that, but people were even able to put together like a collage of Banks' shady contribution to the MLG coin, responding to it and doing a promotion of the coin, which paints a picture that at the very least, it's not a leap to say that he might have had an inkling as to what was going on and how shady the coin was, and that he may have been involved. I say may, okay? This is alleged. Also, it doesn't help when he said things like this.
I'll let you in on a secret. Don't tell anybody I said this, but we figured out how to just skew so much money out of Hollywood and the internet. Like, we're just running with it.
I know it, dude.
Until the fucking wheels fall off.
Man, dude.
And not only did he promote it on his platform and basically put Lacey and Stable Ronaldo and the FaZe name behind it, he had also gotten Adin Ross on this coin as well. Adin Ross had a complete full trust in him. He didn't question anything, and he just went and backed the coin and promoted it. Banks literally even has a tweet that said this: "Everybody's shilling Adin Ross bags right now, trying to get their little piece of him. Fall back, retards. I'm on FaceTime with him right now. We are onboarding him the right way to this shit. Keep your greasy little fingers off him. He's making no moves in this market without consulting me and my team first. Consider me Adin Ross manager for all things crypto related until further notice." Once we get to like what actually happened, this is just like an insane quote to like look back on. It is actually kind of fucked up. So Adin and FaZe Banks had made a plan to do a stream where basically they kind of put him onto crypto related things. And he had rolled up to Adin's stream with his group that's apparently called the LA Vape Cabal. Bro, first Clout House and now the Vape Cabal. This dude is so cringe. Holy shit. Once again, the reason they were supposed to be in the stream was to help him with his crypto portfolio, and they were going to do this by having him buy MLG on stream, in which he made 2 different transactions to the coin that equated to a total of $50,000 that he spent in total on MLG. Then later on in the same stream, Adin notices the token was completely dumped and he's down money. So that made him concerned about what was happening.
Why am I down money?
Because people are using you to sell. People are using your buy as like a spot to sell.
I'm
It's
down
just,
12 grand.
it's okay.
It'll go up.
People have been expecting this moment all day because again, we're retarded. So a lot of people bought MLG probably today expecting you were going to buy it and using the event of you buying it to sell it. But it's fine. Again, this is something that we're all positioned in for good reasons. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about a position like MLG.
And you can literally see while Banks is giving him some bullshit excuse, the dudes in the back are literally laughing and snickering to themselves. Let's be honest, we know why. Even people in Adin's own audience at the time realized that this was fishy and called it out in the comments. And while watching the stream for research on this video, I even saw people in the chat call out how weird everything was.
So this is like a good experience for us, I'll be honest, because I didn't expect you to be this retarded.
Wait, why is everyone mad at me? Did I do something bad?
No.
All you do is buy coin.
No, they're
Nothing being launched. You're not selling anything.
yeah.
Okay.
So once MLG inevitably was seen as the scam that it was, Adin had addressed it a couple times after that. One time that he referenced it was when he was responding to a dude named Razman that Banks was hyping up on stream, who actually had called Adin a bitch because he was selling the ETH bottom. By the way, I have no idea what the hell that means, but it sounds bad, I guess.
Yes, Rasmer. I sold Ethereum at the bottom because you and your schemy little friends wanted to dump on stream with me, and I bought a $25 million house something you'll never accomplish. You should pay your taxes with all the ETH that you don't claim. You and your friend group fucked up a lot of people's shit, so it is what it is.
And later on, this is all according to Adin, he said that after he bought the coin, people in Banks' camp were dumping their tokens and laughed about it in private group chats as the market cap failed for MLG, and wanted to make it clear to people that he had no control over the wallets and was not a part of the rug pull. Then sometime in July, Adin apparently said that he was gonna report Banks' people to the IRS and accuse them of hiding crypto gains.
MLG is up, you're good. Ban him out of my chat. Aladog, you're a dick-sucking piece of shit, bro. You're a dick sucker. All those fucking crypto kids, they're nowhere to be found, bro. They stole millions of dollars from innocent people, bro. No, we don't see about them anymore, hang around them anymore. They're nowhere to be found, bro. Fuck them. I'm dead serious, bro. Fuck them.
And just to be absolutely clear, for anyone that doesn't know, meme tokens are all scams from people that want a quick buck, and you should never take one seriously ever. Please, for the love of God, don't be like Adin here. Also, I just want to say this as well. I think Adin has 2 things about him that I think are terrible combinations, if that makes any sense, and makes him prone to this stuff. Because this is not the first time this has happened where he's gotten scammed and he's gotten scammed on stream. If you guys remember, there was the whole Playboy Cardi thing that happened where Playboy Cardi went on Adin's stream for like 6 minutes, even though Adin paid him like $2 million in cash to be there. There was a time where like 21 Savage literally finessed Adin while playing cards and stuff. While I was doing my amazing 15 minutes of research, I also figured out that Adin got scammed by this guy named Wires Only. Though that guy was like a serial scammer and he scammed a bunch of other people too.
I had it repoed because Wires Only's a scammer and he didn't give me my title. You heard about that, right? He's a scammer. No, yeah. He scammed me, Kyrie Irving, Kylie Jenner, Kim, CJ Stroud. He scammed everyone, bro. Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Title and then he took the car back?
Yeah, and he's walking around freely in Miami. I don't even know how. Like, I actually don't know how he's not in jail.
So basically what I'm trying to get at is, it seems that a lot of times, Adin is both loyal to a fault and he is a fucking moron, which leads him to trust these guys, leading him into a forest and then pushing him off the cliff. And then on top of that, he's a moron, so he can never pick up on signs if something sounds weird and he doesn't want to be involved in it. And then that kind of begs the question, I mean, should one idiot have the power that he has? Because he's one of the biggest streamers in the world. And I also just want to say, like, FaZe Banks is a piece of dog shit for leading him into there. The fact that he put that tweet out that he was gonna like protect Adin in the crypto space and then just ends up doing a rug pull live on stream is actually insane. So now we get into the current drama where all of this connects. The reason why I mentioned all this in the first place. Where on July 28th, a screenshot leaked of Banks talking about MLG coin. And he said that Adin was involved in the scam and basically tried to throw him completely under the bus. Adin Ross fucked this up. His community dumped on him buying, used him as an exit liquidity. His ego got hurt, blamed Frank. Him and Frank got into it privately. Adin despises Frank and spins and drives a narrative about Frank selling. Somehow this falls on me and Threads to farm the whole situation and spin it into me selling and dumping coins. The only bad actor in this entire thing is Adin. Point blank, period. Man, what an amazing friend. This dude is such a fucking pussy, dude. Like, it's actually so crazy. And also, I just want to say, I do not buy with how savvy this dude is in crypto that he wasn't a part of this whole thing. And you can even tell this in the stream where he's telling Adin who to follow and who to not.
I do want to go through this list real quick though, because your followers could learn a lot from all these people. We followed KSI's account because fuck it. We followed Senator Cynthia Loomis. She's really pro crypto. Really pro crypto. Lexapro is a trader that we work with really closely. Really smart guy. AI XPT is an AI bot.
Fully AI that tweets like
About coins. Yeah.
Tweets about coins.
Tweets about crypto. You can ask it about crypto. It'll live tweet. Cryptocurrency is the future. It's internet culture. And that's exactly what FaZe Clan is. So naturally, we're parallel with this market. This is gonna be awesome. Let's get it.
Even if you want to believe this is true and he had nothing to do with it and he's a victim in this whole thing, which is fine, then either way, this is still him not taking accountability for getting duped and putting all of the fall on Adin. Bro, I can't believe this dude is making me do a video where I defend Adin Ross. It's actually crazy. Just like Adin, he also has a big audience and directly promoted it to people, as I have shown before. So just factually, this makes no sense that Adin, even if he was involved, it doesn't make any sense that he's the sole reason that the coin dumped. He would also be mad at the investors who also dumped and ran. But for some reason, he's just mad at Adin. Why? That makes no sense. So after this had gotten leaked to the public, another bombshell then came out with Adin confirming that the screenshot is real and said this. Shit's sad as fuck. If you guys think that MLG being rugged was me, I'm sorry to tell you it wasn't. There's a reason that entire house is silent. The truth will come out eventually. I'm just more hurt on the fact that someone I call my brother is behind my back. Now, just to be clear, I don't like Adin Ross or anything like that. There is a laundry list of different things you can criticize him for sure. But just from the perspective of how close they were, only for Banks to on live stream scam this nigga, I actually do kind of feel bad for him. It kind of goes back to the loyal to a fault thing that I said earlier. He's just super prone to being around shitty people. But on the other hand, this dude is a grown man. I can only feel so much sympathy for him. He really needs to learn how to like stop hanging around shady people like Banks. Now, Banks' whole reaction to this was very interesting. So he started out by posting a statement saying the following. But he said, on the phone with Adin right now. We're doing a stream together tonight to address all of this. This whole thing has been wildly miscommunicated and destroyed my mental the last several months. I've wanted to more publicly talk about this situation for a while. Sucks any of this f***ed with me and Adin's relationship. See you guys tonight. Yeah, bro. Who knew that the tweet saying all of this entire scam happening was all Adin's fault would mess with your relationship? Who would have thought? Also, I love how he immediately went to like the mental health card Just stop. So then he made another tweet, and in this tweet he said that he's never scammed anyone a day in his life. He says that the only reason people are talking about this is because of the FaZe name and how popular it is. Then he says he's gonna step away from the entire internet and FaZe in general. Yes, he's stepping down from FaZe. And then says, sucks, my entire life gets ruined over something I didn't even do. So first of all, I find it weird when someone gets outed for something that they possibly did, and then their immediate reaction is to leave the entire internet. I don't know, maybe I'm jaded or something, but that's a very strange reaction to have. Also, I find it funny because he says that my FaZe name is so easily farmed and manipulated. I don't think it's the FaZe part of your name that's easily farmed and manipulated. I think it's the Banks part, because you're a piece of shit, dog. Also, people brought up that him saying that he's never scammed anyone in his whole life, it's just not true. I've never scammed anyone. CSGO Wild, OK Bears, MLG, Save the Kids, Luckyo, whatever BS NFT project. You had an entire NFT project, multiple meme coins. Guess what they are all at now? 0. Then what Banks did afterwards was apparently sell all of his liquidity in MLG coin after all of that happened, to try and make a point about how MLG wasn't a scam, but it literally was a rug pull. And honestly, I just see this as more performative than anything, since what's stopping someone from saying that he just has other wallets that could make the money back just as easy? Remember guys, this dude is really into cryptocurrency, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did have multiple wallets. And then after that didn't work, he then put out a story on his Instagram about the whole thing. And let's see here. So we got mental health, complete copium and not taking accountability. I've already talked about this. And then he put out that there's someone paying people upwards of $50,000 to run a smear campaign on him. Guys, he's just one step away from blaming the Matrix. Also, and this is according to a news Twitter account, so take this with a grain of salt, but according to the news Twitter account KickChamp, Adin was doing the exact opposite, going back to him announcing that he's leaving FaZe until further notice. As I said before, he's the whole CEO of the brand, so obviously there needed to be replacement. And there was apparently news that FaZe Rug would be the new CEO. Now, I think this rumor kind of went on because in his bio it said that he was the owner of FaZe, but to be clear, this is probably bait. Reactions overall of this whole situation were kind of all over the place. Some people like Lacey and Rage were just really confused and posted on their comms about it. Rage even then talked about it in a stream later on.
I woke up.
Jesus Christ.
Audibly on my mouth. Audibly on my mouth. Again? How every week is it something? How is there something every goddamn week? Fuck!
Jason the Ween talked about it a bit and said that Banks leaving isn't gonna really affect anything, and that FaZe related events were still gonna go on as well.
As y'all seen, Banks has fully stepped down publicly, you know what I mean? There's a lot of shit being handled in the back end that y'all just don't need to know about. And I will say that everything that's happening right now on Twitter, it will not affect the group or the future content. The subathon's still going on, like we're all still boys, nothing is gonna change, and that's basically it.
So the new FaZe guys seem like they're gonna be okay. It's not like they're gonna disband or anything like that. Once again, it's just that everything happening was just so sudden. So yes, FaZe is not falling apart. And yes, I did exaggerate the title a little bit, but in my defense, the CEO of a brand leaving is pretty huge news, especially something as big as FaZe. And yes, before you say it, I am unemployed, okay? Shut up! Hurt my feelings. I definitely think the most interesting and base take, in my opinion though, is from FaZe Rain, who mentioned how throughout all of this, Banks took no accountability for that crypto coin whatsoever.
But here's the thing, this is one thing I will say. I mean, I saw a lot what Banks said. I saw the way he's going about defending himself, but one thing I haven't seen him say is if those DMs are real or not, what he said in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not, like, it's just, bro, like, we all fuck up, we all make mistakes, but it's all about taking accountability for a lot of stuff, right? It's like, hey bro, like I said that shit, my fault, I was wrong. I threw you under the bus when, you know, I should take blame for that. I made that stream happen. Like, bro, I genuinely couldn't believe it when I saw that message, especially like the way it was worded. When I read that shit at the end saying there's only one bad actor in this and it's Adin, I was like, what the fuck?
And once again, this kind of makes me think that he was in on it further. Because if he did get duped by the investors in the coin, why would Adin be the only bad actor and why put the blame solely on him? That makes no sense. And then, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like we have a couple new updates. As Adin Ross booted up the stream, and Banks actually called in and kind of explained himself. So I'm not going to be going over every single thing because some of it seems kind of like Banks morally masturbating himself, saying like how much of a good person he is or whatever. But there were points in the stream that I found really interesting. One, and probably the most interesting, is Adin responding about that stream in which he said that Banks and everyone there had actually signed contracts that they wouldn't dump the coin on stream, and because of that, they have to be innocent.
Because I'm telling you guys right now, I got my lawyer on the phone and I legit made them sign, all of them, Frank, whoever else was in that room, I made them sign saying they did not dump on me on that stream. They didn't scam me. They signed off on it legally.
So that's fine and all, but I feel like there are just really easy ways to get around that. For example, they message someone else to dump for them. Personally, I don't think just saying they're innocent off of that is really believable, if that makes any sense. Now then, Banks goes on the phone with Adin, and there were 2 points that I wanted to highlight here. Now the first thing is giving the context to how that message even happened in the first place. Apparently he said that the clip pages and communities talking about his shitcoin MLG hurt his feelings so bad he took the bait for him to post a message in the chat because they were all calling him a scammer.
Where it's like, I'm scamming, it makes shit look weird between me and you get on the phone, you tell me over and over, I know you're not scamming, but then these clip pages are posting, Banks is scamming. Bro, this thing spirals to the point where I fall for bait, I post in this fucking chat a version of series of events, and you read it, it was a fucking whack ass message, I should have just called you again, but I just feel like the story and all the details of it haven't been properly represented, and everybody involved feels that way. Everybody thinks there's some fucking weird underlying shit. The truth is, you're right. Why this is a conversation right now is 100% my fault, and I own that, because I fucking fell for some bait in a fucking thing, but I'm sorry, it's hard when every single day you're getting told you scammed one of your best homies, and it's fucking, like, you know what I'm saying?
If he's one of your best homies, then why is your first instinct when you get criticism about people speculating about you scamming people to talk your best homie in a group chat? I don't get it, man. Now, at the end of the day, do I feel bad for Adin Ross? Like I said before, in the way that he got betrayed by his friend, it's really fucked up. And FaZe Banks is an absolute piece of shit for doing that to him. I will say this, I don't feel bad for Adin Ross when it comes to him getting scammed. And it's not even because of any opinions I have on him personally or anything, but it's because of that one time where he scammed people with MILF token, which, by the way, FaZe was also involved in.
Chat, by the way, that MILF token shit I did a while back, I already told you guys, don't buy that shit. I got paid a bag to do that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. I hope none of you guys actually bought it.
And then he was coping about saying it was bad promo and that the price of the coin went down, but in all reality it actually does not matter at all that happened and stuff. Also, considering that this is a crypto meme coin in 2025, if you get scammed by a crypto token, I do not feel bad for you. I'm sorry. Learn your lesson, man. Like, Jesus Christ. So ultimately, what's the lesson here? I don't know. Don't gamble or invest in a meme coin. Peace. Goodbye. See you next time, guys. I promise it won't be about FaZe Clan.